We on? Mic check, 1, 2. We on? Cool. Hey, what's up, y'all? And welcome to the 26th installment of Trippin with Theobold. I'm your host, Dre-Theo. Technically, it's the Trippin with Theobold show because I haven't ripped off the audio and put it into the podcasting universe yet. So right now, I guess it's the Trippin with Theobold show. But nonetheless, welcome to Trippin with Theobold. The show is called Trippin with Theobold because I be tripping in thought and I be tripping in speech. You know, I trip literally in speech and I trip figuratively in thought. Grew up with a speech impediment, and my speech impediment ain't all the way gone yet. You know what I'm saying? So I have little hiccups every now and again, and when I do, I just keep it moving and say, "Come on, Dre," because I don't believe in edits, because when I'm flowing, And I have like a crazy way of thinking, I'm not afraid to ask certain questions and I like to think outside the box. So hence the term, tripping, or hence the name Trippin with Theobold. Before we go any further, make sure y'all hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. You know what I'm saying? Tell a friend to tell a friend. Jam up the comment section, do all that fun stuff. And right now I am at Eric Smedley number of followers. So if you guys follow me, you know I'm a Buffalo Bills fan. Eric Smedley was a safety for the Bills in the late 90s through early 2000s. And he wore the number 40. So right now I'm at 40 subs. And I'm trying to get to Reggie Gilliam number of subs, And Reggie Gilliam right now is the current fullback for the Buffalo Bills. And he wears number 41. So you see what we're doing? We're moving up. And then when I get to 99, I'm probably going to do something different. But just like I said, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, tell a friend, and let's get on with it. So as y'all see, I got my holiday drink right here. I got my punch and creamer. But I gotta hurry up and get this pod shot because I gotta get to the airport in a couple hours and I'm not even packed yet. Am I at the 2-minute mark yet? Nah. So as y'all know, YouTube has a little algorithm where, if you cuss within the first 2 minutes, they move your video to the bottom. So that's why I'm watching my language. But when I get to around 3 to 4 minutes, I'm gonna talk freely or more free, because we're not really free, right? Like you can't really talk free. But yeah, man. But I gotta holler at my cousin, man, because his punch and creamer recipe, man, his joint be lit, man. Like it be like I don't know how he gets his like so thick. Like my stuff is like real like watery, So over the break, I'm gonna try to, see if I can't tweak this recipe to have more of this delightful drink at my disposal. But now, man, I figured I'd do this last episode of the year. I'm getting ready to go out of town, and I thought to myself, man, do I really want to bring all my equipment and film and shoot podcasts? And I'm like, nah, I need to go home and reflect. I need to get my social media up. So that's why I said, let me go ahead and shoot this last episode of the year. I feel like shooting 26 episodes is a good number. If you do the math, that's like one every 2 weeks. So anyways, let me go ahead and stop messing around. Let me go ahead and do some promotion because I got to hurry up and I got to get moving. I got to get packing and all that fun stuff. So we're at the 4-minute mark, so I can talk this shit the way I want to talk this shit. So let's start talking this shit now more freely. So let me promote some things right quick. So I want to give a big shout out to sick.org. sick.org, sick.org. This is a pretty dope little service they have here in Los Angeles. They pull up to your house like Uber, you know what I'm saying, or like Uber Eats. Basically, it's I don't want to use basically it's Colt 45 testing, and I hope you guys know what I mean when I say Colt 45 because I don't want to say the wrong. See, I'm saying I can't talk that free. I can talk freer, but I can't. So when I say Colt 45, you guys know, Colt 45, you guys got it, right? So they do basically it's Code 45 testing and Uber Eats, right? They basically pull up, this dude pull up on a motorcycle, and like they'll give you like a little biohazard bag with a little kit, and then you have to go inside and you have to follow the link, and then you have to talk with the lab technician or the doctor or whatever, and he'll walk you through, or they'll walk you through the instructions of what to do. I did the PCR joint. So it was a swab inside the mouth. Had to put it inside, break off the cap, break off the stem, and then you got to reseal the bag. And then once you're done, they notify the next dude to come through on the motorcycle bike, and they come back and pick it up, and then they process your results. So that's real dope, man. So I think that's like right now. I think they're still working out the kinks, but it's a dope concept in general, which is why I support it, which is why I'm plugging it. It's real clunky right now. Like I said, I wanted to get the test done yesterday, but for whatever reason, they were all like swamped up, couldn't do it. But they still worked with me, and they told me to contact them today, and they made it happen. So I think the more that people participate in this, the more it'll be a regular thing. And it's definitely, I like seeing people doing what makes sense. And typically speaking, like if we're in this quarantine time, or in these quarantine times, we really shouldn't be out and about like that. So having someone bring the test to you to do the test and make sure you do it right, and then getting it back out, to me is dope, man. So let me go ahead, and I want to give a shout out to the dude, man, because he was real cool brother, man. Real patient, because he actually was the one that was assigned to my area. Give me 1 second. Oh man, what was the guy's name? Oh man, I don't know how to get back to the page, but shout out to sick.org. Make sure, I would encourage anyone in the area to just, look them up, try them out. I think it's a dope thing, and I think it's one of those things that'll help us get through these times a lot faster. I also want to plug, I meant to plug it last week, but if you haven't already, check out True Story on Netflix. It's Kevin Hart's drama thriller. Man, the acting across the board is superb. I felt like the writing was dope. I felt like the choices that the characters made were dope. I feel like the overall story was believable, where it was like, yo, this could really happen in real life, and Kev knocked it out the park with the acting, man. So make sure y'all check it out if you haven't. It's an easy binge. I think I binged it one evening, because the first episode's like an hour. Then after that, the episodes range from like 30 to like 45 minutes. But a very, very dope series. The one thing I liked about the series was I like how they paired up actors from other shows. Like, for example, they had my brother Thomas Jones in this joint, and then Thomas Jones and the guy that played the fan in the movie, like those two were paired up as goons in Luke Cage, where the fan in this one was the head goon and Thomas Jones was the assistant goon, so it was cool to see them play totally different roles in this one. And then also the dude that played Kevin Hart's bodyguard, he played Lala in Black Lightning, and I'm a big Black Lightning comic book series fan. Like, I like the shows. I mean, I wouldn't say the comic books, but Luke Cage and Black Lightning, all those series, I watched all those and I thought they were dope. But I like seeing like the range of the actors, because they played a character that was totally opposite from what they played before. You know what I'm saying? So if you haven't seen True Story, make sure you go check out True Story. What else do I want to promote, man? Oh, I gotta promote this. I got this in the mail. I got my Tariq Nasheed Foundational Black American Race Baiter book. I'm gonna be reading this on the plane. I'm gonna be bucking my eyes on the plane like ooh. I gotta make sure I keep the cover down so people don't know what I'm reading. Like, I'm gonna have this joint down like this. I'm gonna be studying on the plane like I'm studying for a final exam on this joint. And they're bucking my eyes and shit. I can't let the white mans know what I'm reading. It's like, nah, but shout out to Tariq for getting this book out. I heard a lot about this book since he started plugging it back in the summertime. So I will be reading this on the plane. Let's go ahead and keep things moving because, like I said, I got to catch this flight. And I'm not even packed yet. But packing's gonna be pretty easy for me because I ain't gonna do shit when I go home, man. I'm gonna be around the house helping my mom out. First, I gotta clear certain protocols, if you know what I mean. But y'all probably doing housework, yard work. You know, I got her this camera. Well, I'm gonna get her this camera because I have like 2 rings on opposite corners of the house, and I wanna get her a new joint. I'm gonna get her. I can't pronounce the name of this company. I think it's called Efi or Eufy. But I'm gonna move one of the I think I'm either gonna move both of the rings to the front and just put the Eufy in the back, or put the Eufy in the front and put both rings in the back. So I'll be doing handiwork around the house. So that's why I'm not really bringing no ball out gear. All my sneaks is gonna stay in my closet because I feel like in the past when I went home and I tried to bring a pair of my ball out shoes, I feel like what happened was like there would always be a situation where I had to get up and do something real quick outside, and all I could find are my ball out shoes, and then I put the ball out shoes on and I go outside and step in some dog shit, and then I gotta throw my shoes away because they smell like shit, you know. So that's why I'm only bringing my bullshit shoes home. Gonna get my hands dirty, do some just housework, help out with mom's work from home, you know, real simple, real low key, you know. Whoop de whoop. Let's go ahead and move on to sports. Let's talk about these damn Bills, if I can do this right. Let's talk about these Bills. The year in review, right? So let's talk about these Bills, right? So last year around this time, the Bills were peaking, man. They were looking hot, man. I was like, yo, we about to mess around and win the Super Bowl, man. But you know, all good things must come to an end, you know. And I kind of expected us to take a step back this year, you know, because when you win that big and you put a bullseye on your back, you know, people are going to be coming after you, you know. And the one thing that, the Bills did what they were supposed to do. Like, we're built to beat the Chiefs. But if we have to play a team that can run the ball like the Titans or the Colts, or who else can run the ball, man, or the Patriots, we're going to struggle, you know. So, you know, now it's like, instead of trying to just beat one team, you have to like look at all phases of the game and figure out where we're weak at. So last week we played the Panthers. It was light work, you know. Now the Panthers defense is a playoff caliber defense. You could even argue that if you put that defense on some of the best offenses, they could win a Super Bowl, you know. But the offense is poop, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, the Bills did what they were supposed to do. It was light work. We got the win. But we got a big game against New England. You know, Cole Beasley's already out with the Colt 45. Well, he's not out due to that. He's out because he's not jabbed up, you know. And if you're not jabbed up, there's different protocols for that. So he has to basically, come on, Dre. He basically has to like sit out for like a week and a half or a week or something like that. But it's gonna be interesting to see what happens if Aaron Rodgers gets that Colt 45, you know, Because if Aaron Rodgers gets it and they start bending the rules, you're gonna know that the league full of shit. And we know the league's full of shit, but whatever. Um, um, but what else we got going on, man? So with let's go. So I think I'm done talking about the Bills, man. Like I said, I mean, I want to see us run the ball. Like I really want to see us elevate Antonio Williams. Like if we elevate him, that might be enough to get us over the hump in all cases. But I mean, we lost Trey Davis White. You know, Trey White is a huge part of our secondary. And I really don't want us to go to the Super Bowl to see us get waxed or to get beat. So I'm cool with just, you know, like if we're not gonna, like if we feel like we can't beat any team in the NFL right now, then I'm cool with us just like, you know, putting the backups in there and just getting ready for next season. You know what I'm saying? Because all you're gonna do if you play your heart out and get lucky is you're gonna fuck up your draft pick and pick closer to the bottom or whatever. And if you can't get the players or the pieces that you need in the window time frame that you're in, you ain't gonna win no Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to win Super Bowls, man. So if I gotta take 5 steps back to take 10 steps forward, then that's what I'm about. So there you have it. So like I said, if we elevate Antonio Williams and we act like we can run the ball and then we start stopping the ball and we start playing with some more oomph on defense, you know, I kind of like our chances, but we need Trey White, man. Trey White is a huge player for us, man. And he's out for the season because he tore his ACL against the Saints a few weeks ago. But anywho, that's it for the Bills for right now. Like I said, I mean, I'm just enjoying this bread, enjoying this time. I said bread like I want some money. I ain't winning shit yet. But here we go, man. Let's get to the daily fantasy sports portion of the show. So I'm back to just playing tiers, nothing crazy. You know what I mean? I'm back to just playing tiers. But what I'm doing is I'm tracking my tiers, right? Because when I did so come on, Dre. So when I did this in baseball, right? When I did this in baseball, I had some success. So what I did was I created a spreadsheet and I just kept track of all the players I picked in the tiers. And then I just looked at, like, in baseball, like I believe I looked at the who had the shittiest pitching, you know, and at the time the White Sox did. So I was able to, like, you know, when they had certain contests come in, when you had to pick pitchers, I already had all the data right there. Boom, all the data was there. I just had to pick, and I hit that shit twice. Like I finished second place twice, and I think I flipped. This is like 2 years ago, but I flipped $1 into 180 twice. So I damn near won $180 twice. And right when I guess I caught on to that shit and I won twice, that's when they stopped doing it. So, but like I said, I'm just gonna keep track of the tiers and just follow the action, you know, because if you follow the tiers, you can see who's climbing their way up, you know. So that's all I'm doing. Y'all can do the same, or y'all can keep giving y'all money to me, because eventually I'm gonna take that shit. So. Oh man, it's punching cream and hitting. What else we got, man? So yeah, let's go ahead and hit this comedy bump right quick, and then I'm gonna get into the year end. So, let me go back and just put this joint back. There we go. So, comedy bump. I did Crack 'Em Up last Thursday at the Comedy Store. And it was a fun show, you know. Shout out to Nichelle, you know what I'm saying? She gave me an opportunity. It was fun. I had a dope time. It was definitely a challenge. I feel like in that room compared to Laugh Factory, you have to like really work more. And then also I feel like the spot on the lineup that you get also kind of determines how hard you're gonna have to work. So I got in towards the tail end of the show. So I had to work very hard to get chuckles. But it was still a dope show nonetheless. I got to see. I was on the show with Slink Johnson from Black Jesus, and Tricks. It's a big time, IG, big time social media comedian. Also, like stand up wise, he's a beast. Those two guys, man, they lit it up. But that was a fun show, man. Even though, like, I felt so after my set, I felt like shit. But in retrospect, I'm like, that's what I needed. That was a dope show. Like, cause I had to work. Like everyone, like, so the way the show started was, I didn't know the exact order when I was going up. So I felt like I got thrown up, but really, I guess I just didn't check in with the right person. So I went up, and I had one of those little mic covers, right? Them little condom mic covers to put on your mic. And while the music was playing and I'm trying to get the mic cover onto the mic, the shit bust, So people started laughing, and I was like, yeah, my condom bust. And I kind of made that like a little joke. People were laughing at that. And then what happened after that? I just jumped right into my set, and then I just started hitting jokes. And then you could tell I was just joke after joke after joke. Like I wasn't very conversational with it, It's like I was afraid to do crowd work because I thought I was only doing like 7 minutes, but technically I was supposed to only do 7 minutes, but I ended up doing like 13, and I ran the light. So if I knew mentally I was gonna be doing 13 minutes, I would have approached that set totally different, But nonetheless, I just plowed through my jokes. And then something weird happened, man. When I got to my first joke, there's a major punch that I have on my first joke, and this guy's phone went off, and it kind of threw me off, and I kind of got upset. I said something stupid. I got a laugh off of it, but I should have probably just killed that joke and move on to the next one. But instead, I tried to reset and get that joke out, and then it didn't hit the same. And then afterwards, I felt like I was like chasing after that, So, but there'll be more shows, I'm not tripping. It was a good time. It was a good workout session, and that's that. So let's go ahead and get to this year end right quick, because I had maybe like 15 minutes left before I have to really start doing some serious packing. So year end, I feel like when it came to employment, this time last year I was unemployed, and I was unemployed for almost a year, so by the grace of God and through perseverance and through luck and fate or whatever, I found this online gig, which is a pretty dope gig. I started that like in late February, so definitely grateful for that. So like I had no clue this, like last year was how I had no clue that the way the year was going to turned out the way it did, so is what it is, I'm here now, I'm making it work day by day. And then in comedy, I feel like I had a pretty big year, even though we had these trying times or these troubling times. I feel like I got acclimated to the LA scene, because don't forget I moved to LA in January 2020. Then right after that, everything kind of shut down, and in 2021 we're kind of in this up and down phase, so I know all the mics that I go to. I know the people that run the mics. I'm pretty much at a certain level where they respect me as a comedian that they can put on a show and they can book for a show. So I kind of have a little pull in that direction, I guess. Also kind of made a name for myself in the virtual comedy realm too as well. So I got come on Dre. So I got a lot of shows, what I'm saying? I booked a lot of virtual shows. I booked a lot of in-person shows, and so I'm comfortable moving around. I'm comfortable moving around in my little network and in my little aura sphere, if that's even a word. I'm comfortable, moving in my realm. Like I'm not trying to figure out who to go to. It's like it's a matter of, oh, I got these pieces, and how can I make these pieces work for me, as opposed to, oh man, who does this? How do I get, like, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like I'm a step ahead in that area. I'm bumping elbows with the right people. So like I said, I got in with some real good people over this time period, or this past year. I got down with the Liar comedy people, Locked in a Room folk. I'm looking forward to doing more work with them. T-Lo, aka Teresa Lowe, you know what I'm saying? She's been out here grinding. Oh man, she has all these online shows, just in-person shows, everything, mics, everything. So she's been really hooking me up, man. So, really, she's a good person to know out here. Super funny comedian. And it's been fun. It's been fun working with her. She's a true professional. And I'm looking forward to what 2022 has to bring. Who else? I got in with World's Best Laugh. I got in with Chocolate Sundays. They reached out to me, and we doing business. So that's dope. I'm also getting down with Crack 'em Up. You know what I'm saying? Crack 'em Up comedy. You know what I'm saying? So there's gonna be opportunities with them. I found out about Speak. So shout out to Sam and the whole Speak crew. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, man, I'm liking where I'm at right now, and I just gotta keep the momentum going. What else? Good happened this past year. I got new headshots. You know what I'm saying? So I got headshots that look like me, because I always get headshots that end up not looking like me. You know what I'm saying? So I got headshots that are pretty recent that look like me and resemble me. So when it's time to get booked, I can just shoot those headshots over. So shout out to Tara and Terry, for hooking me up with those headshots. So what's next? So what's next with me in comedy is I gotta work out this dead diary, because I think the set I was doing, or the set that I showcased with that, Chocolate Sundays and that Crack 'em Up, I feel like that's funny material. I feel like, some of those jokes were like really funny. But I had a comic tell me that he was like, yo, man, you're an interesting person. I like watching you on stage. But this joke, and this joke is boring. It's entertaining because you're telling it, but I want to know more about you. That's basically they said that I'm not writing to my potential. So when I started talking about my dead diary stuff I go through on a regular basis, man, or shit I went through when it comes to speech impediments, or just having a hard time in college, people want to hear those stories, man. So I started putting my pinky toe in the water with my college stories at this one mic I was at, and people were rolling. They were like, yo, you got to talk about that. So my goal is to work out my dead diary set for next year. You know what I'm saying? I want to basically just 5 minutes a month, right? If I do 5 minutes a month of just my dead diary shit and have an hour, 5 times 12 is an hour, right? I'll have a new hour next year. You know what I'm saying? So that's my goal. Another thing I want to do is I want to be able to work out a new 3 minutes at the local open mics. So when I pop in over at Laugh Factory, if I can get up there with a new 3 minutes, right? So I'm not up there trying to cling to my golden set, quote unquote, right? And one thing I want to do too is, God willing, if Colt 45 kind of does what it did last year, or if it kind of if it simmers down, I'm gonna hit up more local open mics. And I want to basically either maybe once a month, or probably once a week, just have a riff session where I get up and just riff. I go up there with no material and just talk, and see if I can't work on my gab skills or work on my skills of just breaking the room and just talking to people. 'Cause I think once I do that, and if I can then do that and then weave in and out of my jokes, I think that'll pick my game up, substantially. So that's what I'm working on next. Now for the podcast, I feel like the show has evolved. If you go back on my YouTube channel and look at where this started, this podcast used to be called TBD, and I was and I had conference audio mic quality, which was shitty. So go back and listen to it, man. So I feel like my show has evolved, right? Like my goal was to make this like my Iron Man suit. You know what I'm saying? Like I started off with just an idea. I kept playing around with it, and I finally had a name for the pod. I got my audio better. Then I finally came up with like a little format for the show. Now it's like I'm not playing around with the backgrounds, and the background still looks shitty. Like I got that green outline around me right now that y'all can see, but I'm gonna fix that eventually. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna have more background content. You know what I'm saying? So you don't gotta look at my black ass on this black background the whole time. You know what I'm saying? So we gonna keep it moving forward. But what's next with this pod, man? Next, like I said, I want to be more consistent. Like this year, I shot 26 episodes, which is, if you do the math, that's like one every 2 weeks, right? Because it's 52 weeks in a year, roughly. So I did about one every 2 weeks. Then I want to actually work on really getting the audio ripped off and put on all of the major podcasting platforms. That's what I want to work on, just doing that next. It's probably going to be sloppy, it's going to be messy, but we going to clean it up later. That's what we do. We just get it out there and then we'll clean it up. A lot of times you got to put what you got out there just to see what you got, and then you got to go back and clean it up. You know what I'm saying? I got to work on plugging this on IG more, because I didn't really plug this on Instagram like that, because I'm still playing around with it. But I feel like I'm at a point where I could, like, I could grab a snippet here, grab a snippet there, and maybe promote like once a week. You know what I'm saying? So I can go from Eric Smedley number of followers to so I can go from Reggie Gilliam number of followers to maybe, I don't know, Luke Kuechly number of followers, right? Luke Kuechly wore number 50 for the Bills. So whatever, you guys get it. What else? I want to be able to also like have some like dope album cover artwork, so when people see it on the podcast, they're like, oh shit, like it looks like something that they want to click on, because if I can just snapshot of this for the podcast, man, this joint, people be like, man, this joint look terrible, right? But we're gonna keep playing with it, we're gonna keep messing with it, you know what I mean? What else, man? I wanna play around with having some like beats or like having my own intro to this joint. Something catchy, like a little jingle to it, you know what I'm saying? And then maybe, God willing, I can have some merch. It'll be dope to have some merch, like, you know what I'm saying? Have something simple, like I could put out on like a dad hat or a beanie or like a hoodie or something, you know what I'm saying? So, we building. That's what we doing. We building, baby. So over the break, like I said, I'm gonna be home. This is my last podcast for the year, or my last show for the year. I'm not going to shoot or release anything again until probably the week of January 11th, because that's when I get back. So I'm going to take some time off, think some things out, and I want to get my social media going a little bit more. I feel like I could do a little bit more stupid stuff on social media. So that's what I'm planning to focus on over the break, these next couple weeks. What else, man? I got some basic skills I want to get, or I want to improve on. I want to be able to read 400 words per minute. So I got a way to get to that. I want to read a book a month at least. And what better way to start off with the Foundational Black American Race Baiter. So Happy New Year to you all. Then what else? I I want to get back to my Udemy courses, man. Like I want to get back to my neural network ways. Like I was playing around with neural networks in the beginning of 2021. I feel like I was learning it to get a job, and whenever you learn something to get a job, it's like I don't know. Like I'm not as motivated. So, like I said, I want to get back into it so I can apply it to DraftKings. Because if I can do that to apply it to DraftKings, you know what I'm saying, I might be able to kill two birds with one stone. I'm getting a work skill, and I have a shot at making bread to keep money in my pocket, so I don't got to go out here and tap dance for no corporation and shit. You know what I mean? But anywho, before we go any further, make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, tell a friend to tell a friend. And if you aren't already, follow me on all forms of social media at AT is where it's at. Better yet, AT is where it's at on all forms of social media. Follow me. And something I want to do in 2022, Lord willing, is I want to go down in that water. Right? So if you know what I mean, hey, it's about time for me to go down in that water. You know, am I right? I say, amen. Right. So I need to, yeah. So in March, Lord willing, you know, I can go down in water and start walking, you know, somewhat, you know, straighter, I guess, or however it goes. But now I need to go ahead and get my ass in that water. So Lord willing, that'll happen in March. But without further ado, I don't know why I say without further ado, because that means there's more to come, and really I'm about to wrap up, right? So anyways, with that being said, thank y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all for listening. Thank y'all for keeping up with me. Happy New Year to y'all. Stay safe during these trying times. You know, wash them hands, wear that mask, you know what I'm saying? And do what you got to do to stay safe, man, because we are in very troubled times right now. But I wish all of y'all a very prosperous and healthy New Year. Make sure you eat them black-eyed peas before New Year's. Yeah, don't eat that bullshit before New Year's. Eat them black-eyed peas. But I think I said all I needed to say. So, like I said before, AT is where it's at on all forms of social media. Follow me. So with that being said, that's all, folks. I'm out of here. Peace.